Browns tight end David Njoku talks about the 2023 season. This from the Up and Adams show.
After the last game, I kind of just not fell off, but I kind of just took a step back from my phones, social media and everything, because this season probably meant most than past seasons, especially with everything that happened, from my personal things that happened with my face to the injuries and everything that transpired. The adversity that we had this year was like no other. But it was almost like we were like looking forward to it. It was more so like, what else can you throw at us versus feeling pity. So yeah, that this one hurt because it was almost like I felt like this wasn't how it's supposed to end. But that's the beauty of it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. It's a beautiful thing.
Let's welcome in Tim Bielik from the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. And Tim, you kind of get a sense it wasn't how it was supposed to end, but it is how it ended.
Yeah, that's just kind of the way this year kind of went. I mean, David even kind of touched on it. This team went through so many things. So many key players got hurt. Nick Chubb in week 2, Deshaun Watson in week 10 out for the season. They lost their top 3 offensive tackles, injuries across the board. And, they still somehow made it to the playoffs. In some way, that in and of itself is an accomplishment. But then you kind of had the ending that they did in Houston where C.J. Stroud just carved them up. And then you have the 2 backbreaking pick sixes in consecutive possessions by Joe Flacco. And, it kind of takes what felt like a storybook season, like a season of destiny in some ways, and just kind of leads to this weird feeling like, wait, it's over? Kind of one of those weird things. But, in some ways, it was an interesting season. Obviously, David played a huge part in that. Really, it seemed like this is the year he finally kind of broke out into the player. I feel like, a lot of people thought he was going to be, finally getting the Pro Bowl, finally looking like that dynamic tight end he was drafted to be all the way back in 2017, taking that leadership role. And you can even see that leadership kind of in the way he spoke to Kay Adams there. So he took a big step forward. I think that's a positive for the Browns going into 24 and beyond.